Way back in the year of 2019, it was announced that Mattel would be ending their line of DC Multiverse, and Mcfarlane would be taking over that license. The difference between the two is the size. Mcfarlane are in 7-inch, and the original DC Multiverse were in 6-inch. So you could, put them in with your Marvel Legends and all that stuff, but that's beside the point of this video. The main point of this video is that these two figures were two of the original in the 2020 line, which it's been 3 years since this line started. And there's some wonky proportions, wonky articulation, wonky diaper thing going on, and Mcfarlane has not addressed any of it for the last 3 years since the line launched in 2020, and I've been collecting since then. As you can see, here's the number 1000 Batman and number 1000 Superman, two of the original figures from the line. And when the line started, it's like, cool, Batman and Superman, awesome, these are characters we need. But as the line's gone on, this is basically all we've gotten. It's Batman and Superman in different variations. So today we are talking about Mcfarlane's DC Multiverse and what Todd needs to make sure gets done better with his line before it dies. How's it going, y'all? Rowdy Riles back with another video, and today we are talking about DC Mcfarlane Multiverse. If you weren't able to guess from that little intro, we're going to talk about all the problems I have with this line, all the things they should improve and work on, and things that have just been the same throughout, which is a shame because there's so many precedents already set for lines like this, like scale wise, articulation wise, representation wise. It's been done so much better by so many other companies. It's like, why are you messing this up so bad? Like, I don't want to piss anybody off, make anybody mad, but I'm angry that a bunch of characters that I care about are so poorly represented in what should be a AAA line of action figures. Like, we should have everybody at this point. It's been 3 years, 3 whole years, and we just have Batman. So yeah, we're going to take a closer look at Mcfarlane DC Multiverse. As you can see, we basically have the entirety of Wave 1 here, and there's not a lot of problems. It was the first wave. It's like, these figures are kind of wonky proportions, but that was the Bruce Timm style of Justice League and all that, speaking about the Batman and Superman and Green Lantern. And then of course we get Detective Comics 1000 Batman, and then we get Action Comics 1000 Superman, and then we got like they call it Classic Harley, but it's basically a Bruce Timm Harley Quinn. But that being said, this is the only comic or TV inspired Harley that we've seen in the line. There's been Margot Robbie Harleys, but this, if I'm correct, which I'm pretty sure I am, is the only Harley we've seen, and that makes me really mad because Harley is top 5 character for me in DC. And as you can see, we already see part of the problem. We have 2 Supermans and 2 Batmans in Wave 1. You could have given us a Justice League styled Wonder Woman animated, and instead of the number 1000 or whatever, or you could have saved these Justice League ones for an entire wave of their own. I know they made a Flash later, but that's it. That's the only ones they made. I'll speak about that one later. But yeah, this is the first wave. Not a lot of problems as far as articulation goes. It's early in the wave, he's still figuring out, but they're 7-inch scale, and it's like, that was the cool thing about the DC Multiverse before, like this Harley Quinn, she's 6-inch. So I could slide her in there with my Marvel Legends if I really wanted to, but these guys, they are way, 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 way too big. So now we're going to take a look at some of the specific issues that these figures started out with and still haven't been resolved. The first of which is just really weird in my opinion. Superman here has single jointed elbows. Like, it's a very strange way that they've done it. And then of course Batman here has double jointed, and so do the rest of the DC Multiverse line. So that's really weird for one, and I just saw that. Then of course you put them side by side standing up, if they'll even do that, because with the articulation and stuff without their stands, there's a reason the stands are included. It's because these guys don't like to stand up, and it's a problem that still hasn't been solved today. There we go, they're standing up. But they're basically the same height. Batman and Superman should not be the same height. Superman should be at least like an inch taller than Batman as far as like real height. So he should be slightly taller than Batman, and Batman should not be taller than him, including his cowls, or his cowl and his ears, which he is. They're basically the same height, which leads into the problem with wave 2 of the line. And then of course wave 2 dropped, and I was happy to get Nightwing and happy to get Batgirl, but as you can see, Batgirl is basically only half a head shorter than Nightwing and the same height as the Joker, who laughs, if not taller. So Babs here is way too tall. And then you had the collective build concept in this line as well, and the first collective build was a freaking undersized Batmobile. So it's like, thanks guys, what am I supposed to do with this? Is Batman supposed to skateboard on it? Thanks, but yeah, I mean, at least we get these characters, but like, that's another major problem. It's so Batman heavy, the entire line. Todd is a Batman fan. It's fine to be a Batman fan, but when you hold a license for a line of characters like Batman, Superman, The Flash, Green Lantern, those aren't the only characters that you have. You have everyone, and there's teams that you've started or not even touched, and it's because you won't make female figures. And like, you make some, I can't say you don't make any, but McFarlane Toys has this position that people, aka little boys, won't buy female action figures, and if they do, their parents buy them for them, they'll end up as quote unquote serial killers or something. Todd said that. So it's kind of crazy, which leads into my next point and problem with this line. Oh, but before I go, here's where the glaring problem begins with the diapers. Nightwing here has this rubber soft piece that covers his torso. Batgirl and the Batman Who Laughs don't have it, but most male figures from the wave 1 and onward have this rubber diaper on them, and it just looks so goofy. Like, you could make a custom crotch piece and put it on there and cover it up for articulation out of harder plastic, like Marvel Legends does. But Todd is very stubborn, and he's very stuck in his ways, and his articulation scheme is very dated, and this is a big problem. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Last I checked, there were 7 members of the Justice League. Who's missing? Oh yeah, Wonder Woman. We don't have a classic or normal version of Wonder Woman. We don't have Rebirth, we don't have New 52, we don't have classic, we don't have none of that. We have like Winter's End, Dark Knight's Metal, a bunch of alternate versions, but we don't have Wonder Woman, we don't have her. We just have this, like a bunch of dudes who look exactly the same and have the same exact height and the same exact build. Shouldn't the Flash be like a lot thinner? Like, he's a little bit thinner, but shouldn't he not have such broad shoulders? And shouldn't Martian Manhunter be like a little bit taller than Superman or the same height? And you know, shouldn't Batman be like slightly shorter than he is? It's just, it's like, so many problems. And that's the Greg Capullo Dark Knight's Metal Batman on the Jim Lee Hush body, because I think that looks better. I don't like that open face that they had on the Hush Batman. So yeah, it's just so frustrating that I have most of the Justice League, but not my favorite member of the Justice League, because none of these guys are my favorite superheroes from DC. It's Nightwing and Green Arrow and Wonder Woman and Harley Quinn. And there's barely any representation. We do have Green Arrow, fortunately, but not even an Injustice Wonder Woman. Like, come on, or McFarlane, Todd, whoever's in charge. Like, I know it's you, Todd. We are waiting for Wonder Woman, and I have not bought a figure from McFarlane for like a year now, because, not a year, more like 8 months, because I'm not doing it until I get Wonder Woman, and even then I'm probably going to not do anymore, just on principle alone. And then of course, like I said, we have the Batman problem. There are 5 Batmen to every one original, not original, but like different character other than Batman and Superman in this line. He might as well call it the DC Batman Multiverse collection or whatever, because like, Todd is obsessed with Batman. He's literally obsessed. All he cares about is Batman. Like, the whole reason he bought this line, I really think, is so that he could make every single version of Batman that he ever wanted to in his entire life. He's like, oh, just go find all the random Batman you can have. You can never have too much Batman. Meanwhile, the way that things work is, stores buy stock of certain things. They'll buy whatever Hasbro, whatever McFarlane is shipping, they will buy it, because that's just how things work. They buy the product and outright, and you know, they sell it at their price, but their suggested a price. They can raise it, they can lower it however they want. But you see all these Batman just sit and go on clearance for $5, $6. That's because everyone's buying all the original characters that are hard to find and leaving all the Batman and the Superman there. Because we have every single version of Batman we could ever want. We don't need any more Batman. You could not make another single Batman for this entire line, and we would have enough. I really think that if I was in Warner Brothers' position at the time of the end of the contract, I would be like, well, we're gonna go with someone else who seems to appreciate our entire library as opposed to one character. Because they're like, oh, Batman sells, Batman sells. Yes, Batman sells, he's Batman. But you know what? So do unique IPs. Like, look how big Guardians of the Galaxy got after no one knew who it was. Volume 3 just came out, and I'm pretty sure everyone's calling it one of the best Marvel movies ever. And everyone's like, best Marvel trilogy ever. And when that came out, no one knew who Star-Lord was. No one knew who Drax was. And that's because exposure is everything. If you just send Batman, of course people are like, oh yeah, I know Batman, because that's all they see. Todd. Yes, I'm calling you out specifically, Todd. Put your fanboyism aside and make a line that every collector can appreciate, not just you. And then you have the figures that you wonder why you bought them, because this is like way back in the first year of DC Multiverse, and we still don't have any other members of this animated Teen Titans team. We just have Cyborg, no Robin, no Starfire, no Raven, no Beast Boy, no Terra, no Deathstroke, no nothing. Sorry, Slade, as he's called in Teen Titans. But yeah, it's disappointing. It's like, why did I buy this? Why did I spend $20 for it? And at least it's been consistently $20 to $25 with the collect and connect and build figures going up to $25. But like, it's why did you make him and not make the rest of the team, or even one more member of the team? Like, gosh, just throwing money away. Could have spent it on a Marvel Legend. At least they finished teams. It may take them 1,000 years, but at least they finished them. So with all of that being said, you guys, I hope that better explains how I feel about this line and what I think they need to do. First of all, the main thing that will hopefully start bringing it back to where it needs to be is releasing freaking Wonder Woman. Like, she's literally a main character of DC. Like, she is one of the poster children of the whole comic book brand, and you can't give us one singular comic book version that's definitive, like Deep Rebirth, New 52, Classic, Silver Age, Golden Age, whatever you want to do. Just give us one that we can put on our Justice League shelf. You know, I would be overjoyed, because it's been 3 years. Gosh, sorry to rant, you guys. Sorry to sound a little angry, but there's just some things that we as collectors need to stand up for. And like, our hard-earned money is going to something that we should enjoy and appreciate. But you can't enjoy, appreciate something if you're promised one thing and all you get is Batman. Like, I like Batman just as much as anybody else, but I don't need Batman all the time. There's other better, much better superheroes in DC than Batman. No people are gonna get angry about that, but there are. Nightwing is better than Batman, for one. So yeah, with all that being said, I love you guys. If you guys like this video, dislike this video, whatever, let me know in the comments down below. Hit the like button if you did like it. Subscribe if you're not subscribed, so you can come back for my hot takes and controversial opinions. I don't post them very often, but sometimes there's just things I want to talk about that I've been letting simmer for a while, and I'm just like, who do you talk about it? So hope you guys appreciate that. Comment down below, subscribe, all that stuff. Let me know how your day is going. I love you. I will see you next time, and bye-bye. Mwah.